On today's video, I'm going to be playing some golf with the all-new T11 Pro from VoiceCaddie. This is a watch with a couple of amazing standout features, truly best in class. But there's also a few things that would absolutely change about this watch. We're going to go over everything today as I play 3 holes of golf here at the beautiful Carrollwood Country Club. It's been a rainy, crazy summer here in Florida, so conditions aren't perfect, but I'm still feeling confident that we're gonna go low. Unboxing the T11 Pro. This is a very nice package. VoiceCaddie always does it right, and I like to, believe it or not, judge technology sometimes by the packaging, because I've found overwhelmingly when you put thought and effort and time into the packaging and the presentation, you often have a quality product behind it. Once again, they've done that. Now, there are a couple of very perplexing things about the box that I opened, however. First off, the fact that there is 1/2 of a white-sided band. I thought it was very cool they gave you the option of a black band that comes attached to the watch and also this white band. There was no second side to the band, so you'd be left with a multicolored band. I'm not really sure what that's all about. The second thing that I thought was a little strange was this comes with a proprietary charging cradle. However, it does not come with the USB-C cord that needs to be attached. And to me, that was really a miss. I'm not sure why they couldn't attach a cord. There was actually room for it in the box, and yet they didn't. Apart from that, a really nice package. Another kind of fun thing they included was a sticker set, so I'll be giving those to my kids, but a really good presentation here. Let's see if that bodes well for things to come out on course. Let's get out there. All right, stepping onto the first tee here. As you can see, that display is pretty nice. I don't know if it's the clearest Super OLED display I've ever seen. Maybe that Garmin S70 is just a touch better, but this is pretty darn good, I think. If we want to go ahead and start golf, we're going to swipe to the left there and hit the start button. As you can see, it's glowing. Now we're going to see that it's looking for the satellite connection. So I actually played a 9-hole round with this yesterday, and it was about 1/4 of this watch's battery. I think that's pretty good. You should be able to get a couple of full rounds in with this watch from what I can tell so far. There we go. I sped that up a little bit, but that was about 30 seconds for it to catch the satellite. As you can see, I've got a nice overlay of this hole. I've got water all over it. If I tap it there, you can see I get a nice kind of like drone image. And you saw that 260 image pop up. You see it there? That's because I set my driver distance, so you can see where you normally would put this. In terms of the refresh rate, I can adjust this. I think it's set right now to 15 seconds. It turns off, but you can adjust this to 30 or 60 seconds. I'll probably make that adjustment here while we're making the video. A good looking map there. And again, you can literally tap to any place on this map to find how far that distance is and then how far you would have left to the flagstick. After I hit this drive, I'm going to set the pin position and show you some more about what this watch can do. Oh, that is position A over there. Now we're going to see exactly how far we hit every shot on here, because I'm going to go ahead and hit select club here. You can see my shot tempo, which is nice. And then we can literally scroll through all of our clubs. You can choose between woods, utilities, irons, wedges. Of course, right there I hit my driver. That's going to be the 1 wood. And then I am going to save that. By the way, you can get notifications on this phone. I literally just got one from my friend Leighton Walker of Golf Club Talk UK podcast. Now that we have that shot saved, it's going to record every shot we hit out here on course. Let's go up to that ball, see how far it went. So yes, as you can see, notifications are live on this phone. And I'm probably gonna turn that feature off, because when I play golf, I really don't like to be annoyed. Not that Leighton's annoying me, but a lot of people annoy me by calling me, texting me, blah, 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 and I'm trying to enjoy my golf. So I turn notifications off, but it's there if you need it. If you're a super businessman and can't leave your phone in your pocket for a couple of hours, then by all means keep them on. But I personally am going to turn that off so that doesn't distract us here today. As you can see, I have a green map that pops up when I'm going to hit my approach shot, and I can literally set where this pin is on the green, which is over there to the right. You can also see a beautiful map here, and I believe it's 58 layers of data in terms of a heat map of this green. You can see everything on this green slopes from left to right here. That's how this green works. So I actually want to land my ball a little left of the pin. That's very helpful, especially if you've never played a course. Now, once we hit my next shot and I tell it what club I hit, then it's going to record that previous distance for the driver. So it looks like 120 here to that pin. Again, I'm going to aim a little left of target. And once we get on green, I'm going to tell you about something really miraculous this watch can do. Oh, that's exactly the line, so hopefully we get the distance. By the way, I'm not sure if you saw that, but you could see where that red line was that was drawn on the map. That's almost exactly where I hit it on that fairway. So again, that information is just super, super useful. Now the really cool feature, the best feature in my opinion of this watch happens at the putting green. Let me show you. Now a couple things to note here. Look how bad these greens are. They are top dressed, so putting is going to be tough today. But one thing to note here is just how good that distance is. Once you really dial in your distances and you get accurate GPS data, you pair those two things together, you can hit some really good shots and really start to know your numbers. It's fantastic. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to set where my ball is and where the pin is. So I'm at the flag here at the pin. I'm going to go ahead and hit that pin thing. It's going to actually place it exactly where that pin is. And once I hit this golf ball down here, it's going to calculate that putt for me. And you can see there, it tells me to aim left side of the hole, which is correct. And we should be downhill. Yes, you can see it's downhill 8.65 inches. That to me is just an awesome, awesome feature where you get exactly the putt distance. I've got 33 feet, so I know exactly how far this putt is. And again, if I know my putting distances, I can hit some really accurate putts. But beyond that, it literally reads the break and the slope of the green for me. That's pretty next level. So with that information, there are fewer and fewer excuses to make bad putts, but we're golfers, so we can always come up with an excuse. And I'll use the fact that these greens are top dressed here today, and I have no idea the speed because the putting green was not like this either. We'll do our best, but we definitely have as much info as humanly possible to work with here. Oh, almost made that one. We'll take the par. We're heading to 2, and let me show you some other features. Now, before I step onto the second hole here, I had a little haptic feedback of vibration on my wrist, and it's asking me for the score. As you can see, it's asking me how many putts I had. I can again change that. This watch does a great job though of knowing, even little tap-ins and chip shots, better than most of these devices that often struggle with those shots that don't have a lot of contact because it's sensing the shots by contact and by sound. I'm gonna go ahead and hit 2 shots, 2 putts. I'm hit done, and I've got the score registered there. You can also see my scorecard as we progress here. So far we're even, so far so good. Let's go to hole number 2. Here is our overview of hole 2 here. This is a straightaway par 5, about 533 as you can see. No real trouble till you get up near the green, except for that fairway bunker. Again, you can see that red line. I could go in that bunker, and I have on many occasions, so I've got to be careful of that. I'm going to aim a little right, hopefully carry that bunker on the right-hand side. All right, now I like to play a draw, but seeing that I could go in that bunker, I'm actually going to aim at that bunker and hit a bit of a fade here. I've been hitting more fades. I've been able to control the fade a little bit more than my draw lately, and it's working out really well for my score. I started right at the bunker, hoping for a little fade. I don't know if it's gonna fade enough. We could be right in it, actually. Now, if you're seriously considering this T11 Pro or any golf smartwatch, make sure to use my friends playbetter.com. They have the best pricing on the internet, so if you're looking for the best deal, it's always going to be there. They've got fantastic customer service. If you want to return or exchange anything they sell you, they are happy to do so. They are the best folks on the internet for golf tech. It's where I shop exclusively and tell all my friends. And I'm going to leave a link down below to the T11 Pro if you want to check it out. As you play more and more golf with this, and as you register shots here on course, this thing is going to get more and more accurate. That's the AI algorithm, and that red line is going to get more accurate to really tell you where you do that with not only the driver, but all the clubs in your bag. What is that arc going to look like? Where could you possibly miss on that hole? Again, super useful data, not only for drives, but especially on approach shots, I think, because a lot of times people calculate how far they think they hit clubs, and they do that based on their best performance. Like the best shot I ever hit with a 7-iron is 180 yards, therefore I hit my 7-iron about 180 yards. Well, that's not the case. I normally hit my 7-iron, by the way, about 167, 168 carry, and it generally rolls out on average to like maybe 171, something like that. That's empirical data that you only get when you have a piece of technology like this. You're not relying on guesswork, you're relying on facts. It's so, so important in golf. I'm going hybrid here. All right, we're in position for shot 3. Again, I can adjust the pin here. I think it's more of a front pin. So we got just about 100 here for this next shot. A little wind in our face, so I'm gonna go 50-degree wedge. Hit that one a little fat. We did make the green, so we're gonna have a putt, but it's gonna be a little longer than I hoped. And my depth perception was way off there because it was not a front pin, it was actually a back pin. So that's something you gotta be sure of. Hopefully you've got good enough eyes to be able to set that distance on your watch. If not, hopefully you're playing with a friend who's got good eyesight. I messed up there, so I have a very, very long putt, but it gives me another opportunity to use this very cool putt feature. I'm gonna guess by eye I've got 50 feet, but let's find out. I'm gonna set again on my watch where the flag is. It might be longer, it might be more like 70 feet. Let's find out. Yeah, 66 feet exactly. It's saying this is a fairly straight putt. It's good to know with like basic data, but again, we can look the heat map on the green as well, and I do have a little bit of a slope to the right, just a touch, so I'm gonna aim slightly left of the hole, but not a ton. Gotta get the speed right. Don't want any 3-putts here today. It was a lot straighter than I thought it was gonna be, and maybe I should have listened to the watch there. All right, to save par here. Yes. All right, so we escaped with our par there. We're headed to a par 3. There's a couple more features that I want to show you about this watch, and then we're going to talk about a couple of negatives or things that could be improved about this watch, because there's no perfect piece of technology out there, and there's definitely a few things that I think could be improved. All right, again, it's asking me, did I concede? No, I didn't. And now it's listing how many shots I took as well as how many putts. Well, I do need to change that to 2 putts there. All right, so 3 shots, 2 putts, we'll hit done, and we're headed to the 3rd hole. Again, there's our updated score, 2 pars here, and it's got a running score there. We've got 9 shots total. We're still even par, and it's got an expected score right now of 72. Boy, that is definitely an optimist. I like that. A couple of other things we can do here. You've got this pin pointer, which tells you exactly the direction of the hole. So if you have a blind shot, something like that, you can use that to figure out exactly where you need to be. Now, if we want to see how far it is to carry the water, as you can see there, that little hazard pops up, and I've got to carry it at least 127 to get over that water. That's really important information to know. If, by the way, you ever need to change hole, maybe you get disoriented, or maybe you're playing a scramble or something like that, and it's a shotgun start, you can easily change what hole you're playing this way. Again, it's going to tell you the hole as well as the par, but we are on the 3rd hole there. Now, one other thing you may want to check here is wind direction, especially if you're in between clubs like I am. That makes my decision a little bit easier. I am going to go ahead and hit that 9-iron. I want to make sure I carry the water. I can be long because I know the pin is in the front. And I think this is a club I can feel a little bit more confident over now. Oh, that's looking really good. We'll see if we got all those calculations correct. Oh yeah, we did. That's pin high. I made the right choice, and this watch definitely helped me do that. Now, this is not the perfect watch by any way, shape, or form. In fact, there's a couple of things that I really feel could be improved and maybe are easy to be improved. So let's talk about that after I hopefully make this putt. All right, little right to left here, 18 feet. Did we finally get one? No. But 3 holes, 3 pars, that ain't bad. All right, so let's talk about a few things that I think could be improved here with the T9. I already mentioned it up front, but not including a cable to me was a big miss. Also, the dock itself, the cradle that it comes with, you can easily place the watch on the cradle backwards. In fact, I did that and I wasn't charging. So you gotta make sure you orient it. And again, it's a small thing that you gotta be careful of. Not the end of the world, but just a little bit of a gripe there. When it comes to the graphics of this watch, I don't think it's completely using the Super OLED screen to its full potential. And what I mean by that is it looks like they're using the same exact maps that they used for the T9 watch that has a lot of these same features, and they haven't revamped the maps here for the higher resolution screen. So I think that's a little bit of a miss. One gripe in terms of the actual form and function of this watch, it does sit very proud up on the wrist. It's probably the biggest golf smartwatch I have ever used. It's 45 millimeters, something like that, but in terms of thickness, it's about 15 millimeters. And it doesn't necessarily impede the swing thanks to the fact that it's sort of tapered in design here, but it is a very, very big watch, and I'm not sure you need quite that much screen. The one real gripe I have in terms of usability is the fact that after you hit a shot, there's not a lot of time in order to choose the club that you used. And if you walk away back to the cart, something like that, that option is gone. And I lost the ability to track all my shots out here on course. In fact, I did it here during the video a couple times. I didn't actually input that. Now you can go back into the app and adjust that, but it's just another step you you got to take. It would be nice, and I think this is very easy to fix with a firmware update, it would be nice if it stayed on screen a little bit longer, or until you hit the next shot at least. Speaking of the back end, really nice, the fact that it tracks all your shots. I think the more you use this watch, the more you're going to get out of it, because again, it's going to give you an idea of how far you hit all your distances and help you make better decisions out here on the golf course. I think the all-time best standout feature is the fact that it will literally read the greens for you. Again, that's best in class. You can't use that in a tournament necessarily, but in a casual round like we're doing today, it's a whole lot of fun, and it's going to make you a better putter overall, because if you use this in your rounds, you're going to learn how hard you have to swing to hit a 20-foot putt, how about a 30-foot putt, a 50-foot putt, so on and so forth. So a really solid product here at a great price point. I think you should put it in the mix if you're shopping for golf watches. Here are a couple of other golf watches around the same price point you may want to shop as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.